Hello and welcome to another update on Mark's Mk1 Capri. We've got bloody Guns N' Roses in the background. You can't get rid of the bastards anyway. So we've got the A-pillar in this side. It's been an absolute see you next Tuesday today. I thought I got the sill wrong, but I double measured everything. It's 94 centimeters from there to there, and then here 94 centimeters equally. Okay, so I've double measured with the unrestored Capri that I've got outside, and it's all, yeah, everything is spot on. So I hate to say it, but the A-pillar by the company that I do find quite reputable, and yeah, the quality is usually very good. I'm afraid yeah, it wasn't their best moment for today, but there we go. So yeah, we've got a bit of a what I class as a gaper down here, where I've had to mash it all about. But I'm going to get inside tomorrow, push it up from the inside, get this lip back straight, and then seam weld it along here. I had to cut the end of that and then re-weld it there. Not the prettiest, as you can see, but it's all there and in. So both the floor sections are in. Excuse the mess, we haven't had a chance to tidy up yet. And the inner sill and outer sill is in on the what would be the UK passenger side. Again, the same sort of thing, lipped over the arch. So this is now, yeah, there's no flex in the panel, which obviously when you come to fit the kit, that's quite important. A little bit of a repair there was needed. I've got to put the piece in there to finish. That'll be cut down flush with that. Again, same with this side, little repair down the bottom. Again, all original steel, so I can't complain too much. So the next to do on it, after I've finished this malarkey here, is then we're going to delete the fuse box and loom apertures, and then we're going to recreate on the other side. I've also got to take this off in a fashion, and then recreate one on the other side, which I should probably do tomorrow. I've got one upstairs off a right-hand drive car, and then we shall be taking the scuttle off it, because I want to get the scuttle replaced before it goes on the body roller. It's pretty ripe around the corners, but we've got new corner sections from Express, and we've got a new center section, or a replacement center section, which is in good condition, so we should be able to create some. I've been looking for that. Create a better job out of all of it. So yeah, we're getting there. The engine bay's all in there. We've deleted the battery tray. Just got to get that last little bit off. Again, all the engine bay is pretty much rust free and in good condition. So yeah, so as soon as we get it, the scuttle off, I'll update you and let you know what's going on. Yeah, the bit with the A-pillar's all sorted, as you can see, and a lot tidier. Gonna have to put a little skim over it, but it's just the way it is. We got the scuttle off, and again, it's in. Thankfully, a lot of the rust, as I said, over in Portugal, it does tend to stay quite localized. So, you know, a lot of people looked at this car and went, "Oh no, it's too far gone." Well, I've seen a lot worse, put it that way, and seen a lot worse restored. So. This is the inner section of the scuttle, so the under scuttle panel, I guess you'd call it. It had gone on the end, as you can see. We've done the repair here. Also, there's a section at the top of the inner A-pillar that's that sort of shape, and that we've put a piece in there as well. So we haven't just all welded over the top of it. It's all been cut out and done. I've got to put a little piece in the corner there. The trick is not to make it stick out too far, because obviously you've got to put the scuttle on it afterwards, and we've got the new scuttle. It's a little quiet in the workshop today, and I think that's probably got something to do with the amount of alcohol that was consumed last night. The Portuguese are quite incorrigible, but a good laugh at the same time. So yeah, so there, as I say, you've got to do the repairs with thinking of the future in mind. So yeah, we've got to put, as you can see, we've got to put a little piece, corner piece in there, and again, this good, but it's going to need some cutting back, methinks, because that just yeah, it's sort of the right shape, but not quite. Obviously got a little bit left of the original scuttle there. The dash support section, I guess you'd call it, has been removed. I've got to relocate the wiper holder uppery thing, which is that bit. As you can see it's camera picking it up, yeah, so that's got to go over there, but it's equal, the same distance from there to there, so it's pretty good. A little bit more welding on the inside, just got a seam down the bottom there. But yeah, it's coming on, so we're sort of probably a day left changing the scuttle over. Yeah, again, this is the sort of stuff we started cutting that out. I'm gonna have to take a bit more out of that because it's still you can see it's in there, and we just want to try and get obviously as much rust out of it as possible. So yeah, about another day putting the scuttle on, and then it's on the body roller, and I can start seaming the underneath. All the repairs are finished down at the end of the sill, and I've putting a piece in there just to strengthen it up. Obviously, we've got the back of the the back panel pretty much there. Couple of the lines on Capris can be, or certainly on Mark 1s, they can be quite defined. So there wasn't rust in this, but it's obviously it's been in, like, I think the bumper had pushed it in on both sides, so yeah, I'm sure it's had a colourful life. But again, no rust, so it's just getting the lines right. But we're almost there. We're going to delete this because it's having side exhaust, so for my OCD at least both sides will match within reason. But yeah, again, it's no serious rust. I've seen him, with all these gone underneath and stuff, and he's good. So it's good where it counts. So yeah, as soon as the scuttle is on and it's on the body roller, I'll update you with the next section, which will be probably seaming up all the where bulkheads meets is welded on the other side, but we're going to seam it all the way around, and again on the chassis legs. Easier on the body roller, really. So yeah, we put the scuttle on, and I'm pretty happy with the lines. Yeah, it's difficult to see from the angles, but yeah, he's not too bad. Not too bad. A little bit of bashing and a little bit of filler work, obviously. But yeah, he's got the dash support in as well for the right-hand drive, which is obviously different. Yeah, it's all looking pretty good, and we've got the floor support in as well, which obviously I wanted to do before it went over. It's just, the more steel that's in it, stuff like that. I mean, it's not massively structural, but it being a monocoque shell, it all helps. So yeah, so the more observant of you will notice that it's on the body roller, and while I'm just thinking about it, yeah, we did change. I drilled out, because these tend to wear. Sorry, I'm going to point the camera at what I'm talking about. The bonnet hinges on Mark 1s are usually really quite floppy. So what happens is there's no real. This metal is probably just over, I don't know, it's over a mil thick, but it does tend to wear. So we've drilled that out and put an M10 bolt in it. And welded a washer in as well, so it's a lot stronger, and it's not going to flap around. Nothing worse than when you open a Mark 1 bonnet and then they flap from side to side, and I think they were like that from the factory. Again, not the Rolls Royces that people think they are. As you can see, we've welded and deleted the left-hand drive fuse box and loom, and recreated down the bottom down there. And also got the steering column box thing, support thingy, whatever it is, in as well. And if you're wondering why the steering column's sitting on the piss down a bit, it's because it's got a left-hand drive steering column box in it, which are shaped differently. I don't think I've got a spare right one over here, but I'm sure Mark's got one when he gets back to the UK. So yeah, so we're just seam welding the chassis legs, and all round the rears, around there. So I had to do a little repair there, but other than that, he's pretty damn good. Yeah, happy. You do one side. I do this. This car's gonna have some pretty hard suspension in it, and go like the clappers. So yeah, I like seeing welding shells. That's my cat telling me that it's time to finish, Dad, and we should go in and have something to eat. Also, another thing I like to do is seam weld the rear chassis legs. I seam weld as much as the shell as possible, really. I mean, you know, some of it there's just no point in doing, but you know, stuff like round there is always worth it, especially when you put floors in as well. And one thing I do like to do, I need to grind this weld down a little bit. It's got a little bit funky in there, but as you can see, it's strong. So one thing I do like to do is put these reinforcing plates in, and if I can find one where we created earlier, wherever it's gone. No, it's disappeared. Oh, there it is. So yeah, it's just a piece of, like, I don't know, 1.5mm, 2mm steel, with a hole in it for the shackle bushes to go through, and yeah, just that goes on, because any seasoned Capri owner will know that 2.8 injections, for instance, with the hard suspension and obviously with the English weather, they always suffer with cracking on the rear chassis legs. I mean, all Capris do anyway. I mean, this one, Mark 1's not, maybe not so much, because they're quite soft suspension, some of them, same with Mark 2's. Depends on, you know, where they've been used, etc, etc. But yeah, so with anything that's going to have like rock hard suspension in it and do tend to brace up those rear sections. It just, you know, you take 50-year-old steel and then change what it's used to, it's gonna crack and stuff. And as I say, you know, anyone that's had 2.8 injections knows that that's an area where they go anyway. So yeah, so this is sort of where we are, really. I've got to put the outriggers on it and stuff like that. There's some little bits I've got to tidy up, you know, obviously, like get rid of the old outrigger. We've got a new one to go on in there. There's the little bits that where the sills joined there. Look, I've got to put a little piece in there. So there's the usual ball baggery to be done with. Obviously we've got to, because it's having a V6 cross member, we've got to move that bolt to, I think it's about there somewhere. I got the measurements somewhere, or I got the V6 cross member to take the measurements from. So it's all pretty easy, but we're cracking on with it. Hopefully all the structural welding will be finished tomorrow, and it'll all be bare metaled. We can put some zinc primer with what over here they call it, in Portugal they call it fazant, and it's basically etch primer, so it does tend to eat in. So I mean, you know, we're going to P36 all this back anyway. We got the underseal off it, but we'll take it back. It's I mean, jeez, no rust there. Well, surface, but nothing serious, and that's just amazing to see. But there we go. So this is where we are. So as soon as it's in like some form of primer and looking a bit prettier underneath, obviously I think I might have to change this as well. But yeah, so we're going to change. We've got a fiberglass front valance, and I put a Mark 3 front cross member in it, because it's not going to be original. So we'll get rid of that. I've got a good used Mark 2, Mark 3 front cross member. And yeah, so when the bottom's in looking in a bit prettier state, I'll update you again. And Ken says hi.